All right, we're going to keep it right there because we're going to make sure that everyone well happy today, you know. But we got a very special guest inside the building. I know this gentleman. I had the privilege of being in his company last year as he executed what I presume he's going to be talking to us about this morning. Mr. Smith.
Good morning, Roddy. How you doing? How you doing?
I am doing well, my friend. Welcome to the studios of the Bridge. Your first time here?
Yes, yes.
Welcome. Glad to have you inside the studio.
Yes, man. I give thanks every time.
Respect.
All right, let me allow Shellz to do the official introduction.
All right, Bridge Nation. So you know it's all about the Mawning Medz. And we're Medz something very profound and something very powerful. We're going to Medz the importance of poetry in 2023. You understand me? And just for context, last week the Jamaica Poets Nomadic College and School Tour was launched at the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. It began with a vision some years ago, and it is now a mission to share the joy and beauty of poetry with students and the people of Jamaica. So today, as Roddy my G just mentioned, we have one of the organizers and the founder of the event, Mr. Malachi Smith. Mr. Smith is a renowned visionary in the Jamaican performing arts and reggae scene. He has also performed on multiple stages, both internationally and locally, so a big star in our presence.
Including Sting, you know.
See them, man.
Yes.
Mr. Smith, what going?
Everything is good, man. Everything is everything.
Give thanks, give thanks. Now, the Jamaican Poets Nomadic School Tour.
Yes.
Let the Bridge Nation know the inspiration behind such a movement.
Yes, well, it began with a series of dreams. So come to Jamaica. I live in Florida now. So the dreams kept on coming, say, go down to Jamaica, go into the schools and read your poems to students. Right? Not sure why I should do it, but I obeyed. And the response when I did it in 2017 was tremendous. You know, and so 2018 when I returned, I had Cherry Natural, Richie Innocent, Wise Word, Charlie Bubbles, and it just started growing and growing. And we saw in real time how the students and teachers were responding. We realized that there was indeed a need there. Because when we go, we don't only say the poems to the student or perform the poems, right? We educate, we entertain, we motivate, and we uplift. And we also invite the students to become part of the process. So they share with us. And later on, we branched out into doing workshop. So annually, we do a free workshop at UW, which is going to be this Friday from 2 to 5 p.m.
Nice.
Because again, we want to give back. And we realize too that our country, in particular, since our country and the world is going through a phase where we realize that poetry can make a difference. Because we have seen it. We went to Spanish Town High in March. I was here and they had something, and I invited a group of poets and we went over there. And I remember a young man came to me and he said the environment that he lives in is so bad, and when he heard the poem, one of my poems, he started crying because it reached him. So we actually administering to the needs of youngsters in the society who needs it in real time.
Respect, man. Respect.
And so you also mentioned the fact of the involvement, and I've witnessed this.
Yes.
Last year I was with you guys
at Mount Alvernia.
Mount Alvernia.
Yes.
And I saw not just the encouragement of their peers for those who, you know, are so inclined to share their poetry, but even the motivation that they got from seeing you guys perform, that they felt empowered and more bold to step forward and express themselves.
And share their work.
And share their work.
And you see, like last year, we did a workshop for the first time in Mount Alvernia too, right? And so this year, what they did, they were like, okay, exam is coming up. We have 2 poems that you want you to break down for exam. And you know, we actually went over it, you know, gave them some study tips and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing in real time. Good work. Good work.
Respect.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Smith, you mentioned the work with the youth, them, and I really appreciate that, especially in the school system.
Right.
How would you think? So, how you feel about the narrative about like poetry as a dying art form amongst the youth them in the school. Because right now, enough of the youth them, them love music.
Right.
Them love everybody want to be a dancehall artist, reggae artist, but poetry are the foundation of writing lyrics.
Yes.
So why is it that most of them skip that process and just want to go in a studio and voice and
well, it's because of the way that it is parceled and say given to them. So what we do, one of the beauty about the tour is that we are very flexible. So you have many poets who write in different style, for argument's sake. So when you have like a Wise Word, or a Charlie Bobos, or a Cherry Natural, Antonia Valier, or a Malachi, who is very flexible across all genre, you're entertaining them right away. And by the end of the session, or during the session, they're actually into it, dancing and doing all kind of stuff. So we bring that component to it, which is very important, because we don't want it to be just an academic exercise, right? Because as you say, they have needs and wants that they want to get from what it can. If you can't turn them on, you're gonna lose them. So we have to become, say, the magicians who can give them something where they can leave. I remember when we went to Hillel last year, like the teacher, the head of the literature department was saying, well, Malachi, for 1 month, every day, I just peer poem everywhere. That is what we're doing. So we know it can be done. We have limited resources. I would hope that more stakeholders, like when we see, for argument's sake, what is going on in Montego Bay and stuff like that, would I like some people reach out to him and say, Malachi and crew, come down and Mobile, man, come do 2 shows out there in Salt Spring and the other areas, and we help on to reach down there. Because that's what we want to do. We want to reach the youngsters, and some old stars too need it in real time. Kind of change the narrative. You know, that's what we want to do.
Love that.
Yes.
No, for the 2023 version of the tour.
Yeah.
Who are some of the poets we can expect to see on this
one? Well, we as I said, we have many. So we have like Professor Opal Palmer Dessa, Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks, right? Yeah, Cherry Natural. Yeah, Charlie Bobos. Wise Word. Kwame McPherson, who became the first Jamaican, the first Caribbean national. So this is international. From Africa all over to win the Caribbean Shard Prize for fiction, right? Big thing. As a matter of fact, he got invited to Buckingham Palace next week, right?
Nice. Congratulations to him.
He's on the tour too, right? We have people like Dusty, Christine Neilwright, Fabian Thomas, right? And Margaret Lim. You know, so we have a whole cadre of serious poets who take part. You know, some person weren't able to be to come this year, but are part of the family. Well, we're like Darwin too, the psalmist. Howard Hendricks took part in it. Dr. Susan Davis, Nito Meeks. So we have a whole stable of serious poets who want to make a change and impact.
How have you been impacting? How many schools have you impacted so far, and how long does the tour continue?
Well, it ends tomorrow with the free workshop at Yoe.
Okay.
And we have gone from St. Mary to Westmoreland and all over. You know, St. James, all over. As a matter of fact, when the earthquake took place that morning, we were waiting to go into a classroom in Anatomy. And I was actually standing, Professor Palmer was sitting down. I'm looking in the ocean, and all of a sudden I felt like I was going to tip over. Wow. I wasn't sure what was happening. And then she said, Malachi, earthquake. And you could, the earth was, because the epicenter was close to where we were.
Yes.
You know?
Was right,
and you could actually see the earth just rocking.
What an experience. I'm sure that we're going to get a poem recounting that experience.
Of course.
So concluding tomorrow with the workshop,
right.
I'm sure preparations are already in high gear for next year. Or is it next year? Because we're now in November, so it will be next year. When are you looking to kick off next year's tour?
We usually do it the first 2 weeks of November, and we're gonna keep that timetable. And I'd just like to say, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I wanted to give thanks to the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission for coming on board, and also Nestle's Jamaica Limited, the mobile unit, Maggie unit, is going to be on campus tomorrow at University of the West Indies, so the students can sample some soup and jam copy. Yeah.
Nice. No, there's more info on the workshop. What time does it start at UA?
From 2 to 5 p.m. And if persons are listening and are interested, please send me an email. Send it to Malice Smith, that's MALISMITH 58@gmail.com. That's Malice Smith 58 at gmail.com, and I'll take care of your registration. It's free. All you have to do is show up, and again, it's going to be taught by Professor Opal Palmer Adisa, who has 26 books, written books to her credit, has taught at UWI, headed a department at UWI, has taught in Africa, all over the Americas, so she's well versed, and Fabian Thomas. Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful talents there, lending their experience and expertise.
Yes.
For free.
Yes. Because we want to give back in a Roddy. Because we know that our country, a lot of people, brilliant, don't make the grade, because lack of opportunity. So we trying to just give back and create some opportunity in the space, because we really want to make a difference.
As you've given your email address, is there a collective or all communications should be directed to you?
I'm fine. I pass it on to UWI and Opal and Fabian.
Well, just for the organization, the group of poets. Are you on a body? Is there a?
Yes, it's a officially registered public company in the U.S. Jamaica Nomadic College and School Tour Inc.
Awesome.
Yes.
And there's a social media page for it as well.
Yes, you can find us on Facebook.
Nice.
Yes, and we're working on the other social
platforms.
entities. Yes.
Mr. Smith, it's a joy to have you inside the studio. I'm going to close out this segment with nothing less than a poem from Cherry Natural herself.
Of course, but of course.
Let's go with this one.
If it's a weekend and a morning and a catching up feet in the dark.
Yeah. I remember back in the days when relationships used to be genuine, real. So all me ask is, when last? Me no say nothing. There comes a time when you want more than flesh. You want a break from the stupid mistakes, followed by the apologies. Love and abuse cannot coexist. The soul needs something legit to nurture the growth of the spirit. Relationships are sinking in the emotional sea of hormonal overdose. No connection. The desire to undress someone seems to be more important than conversations. We're not reading, so we can't hold no proper reasoning. As a couple, when last we discuss a book or play some board games, you don't have to be a poet to write each other a poem. When last we walk and hold hands, when last we rock away and sing along to one of Barry Salmon love songs, when last we run some jokes, hold on a belly bottom and laugh till the choke. When last we go up on a picnic, play some hopscotch and ramp like two little picnic. When last we compliment each other genuinely. When last we give each other a back rub, then lie down and cuddle up without making love. Two imperfect people embracing each other in spite of their differences. We all know love don't just comes with candlelights and roses. Sometimes we get pricked by the thorn of insecurity. Tongue and teeth must meet, and we might say some things we don't even mean. But when last we really listen without putting down each other or turning it into a quarrel, to take the monotony out of monogamy. When last we go up on a date night, sit down underneath the moonlight, forget about the bills, sip a glass of wine and just kick back and chill. Put down the cell phone and have some cheap, stress-free fun. To make love last, sometimes you have to remove the mask. Take off the shield, put down the sword, and just be vulnerable. Vulnerable.
Joined this morning by none other than Mr. Malachi Smith from the Jamaica Poetics Nomadic College and School Tour.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. It was our pleasure having you.
My pleasure. Beautiful, beautiful. I give thanks every time.
Respect, man. Respect.
Yes.